Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of your Brains Coach podcast. My name is Angela Shurina. I'm your host, I'm your Brains Coach, and it is my job here to bring to you all the best cutting edge, most research, fun, geeky, applicable, and transformational brain body tools so you could start using them and take much better control of your thoughts, of your emotions, and most importantly, of your actions so you get to live the exact life experience you desire and unlock more and more of your potential, that human potential that unlocks this superhero superpowers in you and in each of us. Yesterday it was my networking over Zoom day. I had 4 calls with people who I've never seen before, and we interacted all through online platforms and world. And they are all passionate and obsessed with human growth, human potential, transformation, change, and positive impact in the world. And what I was sharing with some of them, how when I was a kid, I always loved these superhero books and movies and stories. And I somehow always believed that there is a superhero in each of us, in every single person on earth. And we have the capacity to unleash that superhero, to grow that superhero in the real world, to create extraordinary impact and legacy and change the world in so many different ways. Like, each human being is so powerful when we learn what we are all about, what drives us, what kind of superpowers, so how each of us feels, what can be my superpower. You're driven, you are magnetically, not driven by, but attracted towards those things that might be your superpowers, right? And I believe that when we tap into that, when we take the time to learn about ourselves and put the time and work into developing the superpowers, like the impact and the legacy, and yes, the success in the world we create is just not ordinary, mind-blowing, and unbelievable. And that's what I'm passionate about. That's what drives every single of my days and what I'm obsessively pursuing. And when I start talking about that, you can hear that in my voice. And very often people would comment on when I talk about this superhero journey and unlocking our potential, people would comment oh yeah, I love the energy, I love the passion, I love the enthusiasm, the obsession. It just, something clicks in me and that comes out. And that's also how you know what's your true purpose might be. It unlocks the energy, and the energy drives everything else, and it attracts things and opportunities to you which are meant to come into your life. All that to say, there are some things that you consciously need to think of, to take care of, to work on, if you want to unlock more of your potential, not lock it all in, hiding or stealing what you could be creating in the world, and fulfillment and purpose and rewards that you could be getting in the world for doing the work that serve the world with your talents. Stress, purpose, schedules. That's what I wanted to share with you. A little bit of health, a little bit of mindset, a little bit of work, a little bit of body, a little bit of mind, a little bit of work. Turning your obsession into unfair advantage in life and business, something that sparks up your daily experience and gives you all the rewards and creates better world, more impact, more positive impact in the world. It starts with learning how to manage your biology better, how to manage your body better, how to manage your health, and how to cope with and manage, regulate stress. Stress is the silent saboteur of your success, or a tool that can create unfair advantage in life and business. Let me explain. You see, whenever you're trying to reach the next level, or you're working on a hard goal, on something to level up, to get to the next level, it's like in a computer game. You will get tested. You will have to go through challenges, and all of them gonna be your stressors, something that isn't comfortable, something, again, that might stress you out a little or a lot, depending on how hard the goal is that you decided to pursue. You are gonna be challenged. You are gonna be tested. You are gonna be stressed. And how you're able to regulate stress inside of you despite of what the world brings onto your plate, that's going to actually define what you are actually able to achieve and will create in your life, in your business, in your relationships, in your health. And more and more people, leaders, people into high performance, start understanding that they do need to learn how to regulate their stress, how to, despite the challenges, the stressors, the overwhelm of everyday life, they can stay calm and thinking clearly, staying focused and chipping away through actions, one challenge after another, until they get closer to their vision, to their purpose, until they reach the results. Stress regulating tools are not that difficult. Things like purposeful breathwork, a deep exhale focused breathing, when you are faced with the challenge, when you're faced with the stressor, to help you to think better about it, figure out a solution, cope with that better, and also recover faster so you have more energy to keep going. Breathwork. We have cognitive tools like reframing or labeling. The difference is reframing is looking at an experience from a different perspective, looking at any stressor as a challenge you can cope with, you can resolve, versus something that's going to kill you and you need to hide away from. Research shows that this narrative, it truly matters. It changes how your body works, and then how your mind works, and then what decisions you're going to make and what kind of emotions and thoughts you're going to have. So this is reframing, changing the story about the stressor in your life or work. And we have labeling. That's when you simply label, put into words what you are experiencing. Like, what is the challenge at work, in life, in relationships? What am I going through? What is the story I'm telling myself? And is there a different story that might be more empowering and helping me to cope with what is right now, what is truly happening, instead of getting into this panic mode and just trying to hide or throwing some random stuff at it, hoping that the problem will go away. So labeling, reframing, breathwork, some very simple tools that can be learned in like 5-10 minutes. And then the tricky part is putting them into your regular practice. I wanted to share with you a client case study. It was a breakthrough moment for her, because when we started working together and I assigned her breathwork, she agreed, like, yeah, I'm open-minded, I'm going to try it. But she later told me, at first I thought, well, that's not going to work. What is this? Like, I'm trying to get more confident and advance my career, and this person prescribes me breathwork. But then after a while, she shared with me her experience practicing breathwork exercises that is from the notes that I take after each coaching sessions with the help of AI. So practicing breathwork exercises before meetings helped her to approach them with a calmer demeanor and improved her ability to articulate her thoughts clearly. So basically the client shared that she was able to be present, to stay calm, to stay focused, and lean into solution instead of panicking and just blurting stuff out. And because of that, things are improving moving forward, and that eventually will result in greater successes in her leadership role and career. So as a result, she decided to incorporate this practice, this breathing practice into her daily routine. And I was sharing with her that there is no better motivation than seeing the results of your practices. Then you are a fan for life. So from stress to purpose, the quote of the day by yours truly is, nothing makes sense. I'm reading this from my newsletter. Nothing makes sense unless you understand what it's all for. By the way, newsletter, you can sign up using the link in the show notes if you don't want to be losing or missing out on this daily newsletter that brings you the most cutting edge tools for your body, for your work, for your mindset, so you could unlock more and more potential in you, unleashing that superhero that is inside of each of us. So purpose. Nothing makes sense except for things that you understand the reason behind your why. Purpose. Know your why before optimizing. What is it all for? Yesterday, I attended the last workshop in the series with Rich Diviney, former Navy SEAL commander, now training high-performance teams to deliver their absolute best. So we are learning how to lead his unique workshops based on his book attributes and his work as a Navy SEAL commander. So I attended this workshop for learning how to perform this workshop for high-performing teams to do their absolute best. And somewhere during this workshop, it hit me again that nothing is good or bad unless you know what it's for. Like in the context of teamwork, are we trying to create a better world and collaborate and innovate and bring everything into alignment? Or are we trying to destroy our competition? And this is the time of challenge, of quote unquote war. The same attributes or qualities can be great or disastrous depending on your team's purpose, on your purpose. Nothing is good or bad unless put into perspective, into the context of purpose. What is it all for? What is the score that you're trying to shoot for? And only after you understand your purpose, your goal, and bigger picture, you can actually start optimizing the daily grind, the to-dos, the actions that you take. You can be busy with a ton of stuff. There is no lack of stuff you can be doing, occupying your time, your mindset, your passions, your resources. But what is it all for? Are you actually moving towards things that are meaningful, that are important in your life? And that's what real productivity and growth and development and advancement of yourself, your causes, your work, your skills, your mastery, that's what it's all about. Is it moving you towards where you want to go? Do you even know where you want to go? That's where very often we would start with my clients. Do you have clarity, crystal clarity, or at least some clarity of where you're going? Because as Lewis Carroll in Alice in the Wonderland writes, if you don't know where you're going, any road will lead you there. And the reason why so many people are overwhelmed these days is because they take no time to clarify where it is they want to go. And then every single thing that comes into their life seems shiny, cool, and something they want to try out. But then they get overwhelmed because there is too much stuff and they don't know how to prioritize, what to choose. And clarity about where you are going, that's what helps you to prioritize and filter the environment so it doesn't overwhelm you, but instead gives you a ton of opportunities to build what is important and being meaningful to you, right? So purpose, know your why before optimizing. And then schedules. Very often, again, we start with my clients with Okay, what it is we're trying to achieve, why it's important, clarifying the destination and our aspirations and our values. But then we need to get to our schedule. I don't care what you say you value or aspire to be, or if your motivations. If your schedule doesn't start to reflect that, it doesn't matter. Nothing is going to change in your life unless you schedule it, unless you start taking action on that consistently. And over time, that's going to create the results that you want. The results that you want are a side effect of the work and practices you do daily, not the other way around. To having the goal doesn't make anything happen. Having the practices, daily practices, that's what's going to make things happen, even if you don't have a clear goal. When we start working with my clients, I give them this exercise often, time budgeting exercise, especially if they are overwhelmed with things and they're doing a lot, but they're not getting anywhere. Time budgeting exercise. Reach out to me, Angela at brainbreakthroughcoach.com, Angela at brainbreakthroughcoach.com. If you want to get the link to this exercise, absolutely free. I designed it based on everything that I've learned over the years. Very simple, but it is, I was talking to a partner, we worked together on a project, and he said, well, that seems like a lot. I don't think it's very useful to make people schedule their days down to like 15, 30-minute increments. And I told him, it's not to make you obsessed with how you spend every single moment of your day. It is there to build your awareness of how you spend your time, how you actually spend your time, where your time investment goes. Because then you can see what's the future going to look like. It's like having a crystal ball. If you know where your time goes, you're going to know where your health, your life, your work, your relationship's going to go in a week, a month, a year, and over a decade. It's a future forecasting exercise that the best you can do. If you don't invest or over-invest time into something, that's going to be reflected in your future, whether you're aware of that, you want it or not. And when people don't ever do that, that's how they end up in a place with this question: how did I end up here at this point in my life? How did I get here? Well, the way you got there is you spent time there in those areas, taking those actions. That's how you ended up there. And it's one of the simplest, greatest tools to build self-awareness and see the future, your future. So time budgeting exercise. If you want absolute free access, or perhaps even gift coaching session, try me coaching session, it's all available. Just reach out and let me know. Put in the title something like time budgeting exercise, and I know what you are looking for. And send it to Angela at brainbreakthroughcoach.com, Angela at brainbreakthroughcoach.com. Again, if you spend zero time on something, you'll get zero changes in this area, no matter what you say you value, motivated by, inspired by. And the last piece of coaching wisdom from decade plus of experience is one of the most important takeaways, that the more I live, the more I understand the importance of understanding and using it in your life. This concept of life as a mirror. Your life shows you everything you need to learn, improve, and work through. And you need to constantly ask yourself this question: do you like what you see in that mirror that life is? And if not, what practices can you schedule to change this reflection over time, so your insides match the outsides? So what you feel you deserve inside is reflected in what you see in the real world. Life as a mirror. I hope you found this podcast episode insightful, useful, many tools. If you'd like to practice these tools, email me. There is also a link in the show notes, angela@brainbreakthroughcoach.com. I have Try Me coaching session available again right now. You also get to test out awesome coaching platform. We coaches grow as well with technology, and we have our blows and whistles that will help you to transform more effectively. So either email me, angela@brainbreakthroughcoach.com. I'm going to share with you additional resources and budgeting exercise, or you can also find the link to the Try Me coaching session in the show notes today as a listener of this podcast. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Please do share this podcast as the biggest gift to me on my birthday week. It's still the first week of my 37th year on this planet. So share this podcast episode as a gift to me, please, at least with one person, because that helps my mission to help more superheroes to be unleashed into this world to create some awesomeness. And yes, it is a word that I borrowed from Andrew Sicko. I believe that's his name. He is a rap artist, poet, something like that. Anyhow, share this podcast episode as a birthday week gift to me. Reach out for Try Me coaching session to transform yourself and the world around you. And till next time, think about how to take care of 3 major drivers, invisible drivers of your life: stress, purpose, schedule. Until next time, stay awesome.